Hello, retro gaming, home arcade, and digital pinball fans. It's me, it's Michael B. Thank you so very much for watching. In today's video, we're going to talk about the AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP. And guess what, guys? After some initial concern about the design of the physical machine, AtGames have listened and even at the 11th hour have made some crucial changes to the build of the machine that I think people are going to be very happy with. And I'm going to tell you more about it right after this. So that's right, guys. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about the changes AtGames have made to the AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP, seemingly at the 11th hour. I mean, this thing is slated to release at the end of December, early January. You would assume it's much too late in the production cycle for them to make these changes, but they listened to the fan feedback and made sure they happened, and I think we have a better product for it overall. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel, you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all that YouTube jazz. So we all remember our first look at the physical AtGames Legends 4KP Addams Family Edition, the standard edition, at the Chicago Pinball Expo, and a lot of hubbub was brought up about the builder's plate and its positioning on the cabinet, as well as the off-centeredness of the coin door. The coin door, of course, was cool, taking real coins, but people were a little concerned about how it was slightly askew. There were some other physical issues that people were a little bit concerned about in terms of the look of the cabinet, the aesthetics based on the build, and AtGames have addressed those in a production update that is really unexpected. So last night, guys, AtGames released an announcement on their Facebook, Twitter, and across social media that there were some updated changes to the ALP 4K build that they wanted fans to be aware of. Now, keep in mind, this thing is slated to come out end of December, early January. Like I said earlier, you would assume it's much too late in the production cycle for them to address any concerns the fans had based on the showing at the Chicago Pinball Expo, let alone make significant changes like this. But yet they have. So you can take a look here. One of the things that people were concerned about, of course, was the fact that the topper was just a static piece. Now we do have light up functions. There's going to be some LEDs included. People were also concerned about the back glass, the positioning of the marquee, all that stuff. There was just a green logo with AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP there. Now that is replaced with Addams Family and some branding, the shape of the mansion, and of course Cousin It. Then going down, we've got new speaker grills. I'd never heard anybody complain about the speaker grills, but the black down on the bottom looks a lot nicer. And of course these new cobweb speaker grills look fantastic. On the front plate there was nothing on it, so they've replaced that with the Legends Pinball 4KP logo. I wasn't super concerned about this because I'm going to be putting an arcade control panel in there, lickety-split, but I still think this looks a lot better. And probably the biggest improvement to this, just because of my OCD and everybody's OCD, is the fact that the coin door is now centered and the builder's plate has been moved from the side and then moved directly onto the coin door, which is a much more aesthetically pleasing look. I think this looks 1,000,000% better. So guys, here's an updated look. AtGames also updated all their product images that were sent out to their media people on their cloud service. So we've got updated looks at the machine. So let's take a look at some of these close-up pictures here. Of course, like I said, the biggest improvement, in my opinion, is in fact the coin door. I think that's the thing people were complaining the most about, how it was slightly askew, off-center, and the builder's plate being to the side. If you take a look at this, I think this looks much better. We'll go close up here. The builder's plate, now moved from the side, is on the coin door, which is a great look. I think that's a great place for the builder's plate. And you can see the coin door is now centered on the machine. Also, they've changed the art in the front. They've added the mansion, and this is Thing here. The other one is Cousin It, and this is Thing. I get these confused. I'm not the biggest Addams Family guy. But I think the art on the front of the pinball machine looks better as well. And here, of course, is a better look at the top of the machine, the back glass, a back box area, so we can get a look at some of the changes here. Of course, first off, the whole image on the back box has changed. Instead of it being a green gradient, now we have more of a traditional Addams Family art package from the Zen art that was provided. We've got Cousin Thing. I think it's Thing, or is he Cousin It? Thing is the hand. You got Cousin It here, and then of course you got the mansion, and then the Addams Family logo, instead of the AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP that was previously across there. Moving up, we've actually got the topper, and let's just take a look at this topper. Originally, this was supposed to be a static piece. They have added LED lights to this now, so lights will be shining through the windows. I think that's an awesome touch. Pinball toppers have to be interactive, and it's really cool they added some lights and an extra feature to this than what was previously there. Of course, moving down, we've got to talk about these speakers, and these speaker grills are nuts, man. No one complained about the speakers. That was one thing there was zero complaints about, but AtGames did go back and added these cobweb cobweb grills to the speakers, which is just an extra added touch. Some people like it, some people might not like it. I think it's a cool feature. Another thing I like, let me just go up here, is the fact that instead of showing the Zen pinball art, they're showing what the actual back glass in-game will be like, which is more like the traditional machine. I like that. And of course, moving down here, you've got the DMD, and what I like about it is they're actually showing what the DMD actually looks like with it stretched across. As you know, this is based on a classic DMD. It would be more of a traditional wide DMD, but of course they're going with more modern square, almost rectangular look, so they are showing the black spaces on top and on bottom. So I did speak with AtGames last night, told them about how much I liked the changes to the machine, how impressed I was that it was so late in the process they were able to pull it off. AtGames then did turn around and gave all the credit to the Foxconn structural engineering team, who basically are working on the Legends Pinball 4KP. They read some of the Facebook comments, some of the critiques that people were making on YouTube, and said we can do a better job. Did some analysis, found out they could update the machine without any loss of material or any delay in production, went back to AtGames. Two of them came to the conclusion that the changes were necessary and updated the machine. So once again, thank you so much, AtGames, especially so late in the process, for agreeing to do this. And thank you to the Foxconn structural engineering team for making this possible, because we have a better looking product for it. So anyways, guys, that's my quick look at the changes to the AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP. Again, this late in production, I didn't expect anything. I expected what we saw in Chicago was going to be the final product. There were definitely some quirks to that design, with the skewed coin door, the builder's plate being on one side, and the fact that it was an inanimate topper just seemed very strange. I think AtGames have gone above and beyond, listening to the core feedback from the consumer base, from the fan base, made the necessary changes. And like I mentioned earlier, a lot of credit goes to Foxconn Structural Engineering for figuring out a way to make these changes without it being too expensive with wasted material or delaying the production time, so that people still get them into December, end of January. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the changes that AtGames made to the Legends Pinball 4KP? Do you think they've addressed the concerns that fans had with the aesthetic look of the cabinet from the Chicago Pinball Expo? If you were concerned before, are you more alleviated from those concerns now? Are you excited to get your machine again? And if you weren't going to pick one up previously, do these changes kind of make you second guess that thought now? Anyways, guys, once again, thank you so very much for watching. This is MichaelBtheGameGenie, and I'll talk to you next time. Just a bunch of stupid stuff. I'm actually trying to take my lunch break right now and record my video on this AtGames update.
Okay, man, I'll let you go. so you can put as your video.
That's why I didn't answer at first. I was right in the middle of reading like something out, and then you rang, and I was like, "Son of a bitch! I'm gonna have to do all this again."
Oh my god! Hopefully you put that in as an outtake.
I will.
At the very end, you're like, God damn it, P-Dubs.